Welcome back to Crusade News, where you can find all of the latest Crusade events just at the click of a button. Currently, breaking news is coming to us from the Crusades. If you are unfamiliar with the Crusades, they are a unified military response from Christians seeking to recover custody of holy sites in the Holy Lands that have fallen under Muslim control centuries earlier. Moreover, defense of the Christian faith against heresies and uniting the Eastern and Western churches were additional motivations for the Crusades. The reduction of suffering in purgatory and the landless peasants and lords hoping to acquire territory from the Muslims were more personal incentives for the Crusaders to participate in the Crusades. The 8 Crusades led to the marginalization and persecution of Muslims and Jews.
Just received breaking news that the Christians have beaten the infidels and have successfully reclaimed the holy city of Jerusalem. It has been almost 7 months since the Crusaders started their march to Jerusalem on December of 1098, arriving on the 7th of June. Of the vast army that left Europe, there are now only 1,300 knights and some 12,500 infantry to achieve what has been the primary goal of the Crusaders. Protected at massive walls and a combination of moats and precipices, Jerusalem was going to be a tough military nut to crack. Fortunately, a number of Genos's ships arrived at just the right moment with timber, which was used to make 2 siege towers, catapults, and a battering ram. Then, Godfrey of Bouillon decided to attack what he thought looked like a weaker section of the wall, setting up their siege tower under the cover of darkness and filling a portion under the moat. The Crusaders managed to get within touching distance of the walls. With Godfrey leading from the front, the attackers sealed the defenses and themselves inside the city on the 15th of July, 1099. The fight began shortly after, and that was the last update until we just recently heard the Crusaders have defeated the Muslims, which means Jerusalem now belongs to the Christians.
And now we're here interviewing Pope Urban II in Jerusalem. Welcome, thank you for taking the time to speak with us.
Hello, my pleasure.
So tell us, what is the reason why you're here in Jerusalem today?
After Jerusalem was captured by the Seljuk Turks a couple weeks ago in 1099, an ally of mine, Alexius the Byzantine Emperor, sent me a plea for help in order to prevent the fall of Constantinople. Then I decided to urge all my Christian brothers and sisters to win back our Holy Land on a crusade and establish the Crusader state.
You recently made a speech calling for these crusades. You called all Christians in Europe to war against Muslims in order to reclaim the Holy Land. Your most famous quote from the speech is, "God will win." So the question is, how exactly do you know God intended for this crusade?
When I took up this position as Pope, I came in with the best intentions for the Christian nation. That consisted of preserving our history as a faith and internal reformation. This led me, under God's influence, to take charge against invasion and unite the Christian Europe.
All right, thank you so much for joining us.
No problem.
Yes, thank you. We are here in Nicaea, the site of the siege 2 years ago in 1097. This is exactly where the Seljuk Turks, the same invaders of Jerusalem just a couple of weeks ago. It was a surprise to the Crusaders to waken on the morning of June 19, 1097, and see the Byzantine flag waving over the walls of Nicaea, and Byzantine troops waving to them from the ramparts, having entered the city the night before. This siege caused an end for the Crusader-Byzantine relations. One important influence to the Crusade movement has joined me to discuss this event. Hello, Alexis I.
Hello, thank you for having me.
What were your thoughts on the night of the siege?
I was obviously very determined to assist the Crusaders on the retaking of Nicaea. After my troops were defeated by the Turkish forces before, I felt very disappointed, but got back up fast in order to get my revenge.
So what ended up happening?
Kilij Arslan I, the Sultanate of the capital, was driven back by the unexpectedly large Crusader force, with heavy losses suffered on both sides in the ensuing battle. To break the city, the Crusaders and I rolled our ships over the land with logs. However, our efforts weren't enough and we had to surrender to the Byzantines.
Let's end this broadcast with a conclusion. The goal of the First Crusade, initiated by Pope Urban III in 1095, was to acquire control of Jerusalem through military operations. Setting out from Constantinople, the Crusaders captured Nicaea in June of 1097, Antioch in June of 1098, and Jerusalem in July of 1099. This crusade was successful because afterward many crusaders remained and controlled and ruled over the crusader states of Jerusalem and the surrounding areas. Thank you for watching Crusade News. We'll see you again next time.